How's it going, my friends? Here is our second video series. We are in my neck of the woods, literally. We are on Round Top Drive, which is Mount Tantalus. So you can see how beautiful the greenery is, the trees, all the homes up here. You have some massive estate homes up on this mountainside where we're at, multi-million dollar properties. They've been in the same families for generations. Some of these I've seen come up for sale over the last 12 years that I've lived on this mountainside. There are a lot of different homes. I live a lot further down the street, and I will show you guys that here in just a few minutes, but I wanted to start up here mainly to show you these big estate homes, but then to point out just how beautiful some of this jungle is. Like, we are really close to Honolulu from this location, but you have to drive up a real steep mountainside. The road's a little rough. There's above ground electricity here. This is actually one of the only areas on Oahu that does water catchment systems anymore as well. So if you live really far up here, you don't have the typical public sewer, public trash pickup, definitely none of the recycles. You have to take all that on yourself. Okay, friends, we are about a mile down the mountainside from where we just were, and this is the best part, because why do people live on mountains? And that is for the views. From up here we can see pretty much all of Honolulu, Waikiki, Diamond Head, Tamantua. It's pretty amazing. On the way down the hill, we'll get to my house. We're about a mile up the hill from my house right now. I actually lived in a house a couple blocks down, mega mansion, so I'll point out that as well. There's another super incredible property, the most recent built on this little strip of land right here that has this kind of view behind me, and it was designed by the famous Hawaii architect Peter Benson. I believe when it hit market a few years ago, it was upwards $7 million. It has like glass floors, you can see down and up to the next levels, an infinity pool that I'll show a picture of right here. So we finally made it all the way down the hill to my house, which we are in now. This is a single family home. So you have the preference of a single family home versus a townhome, which could have a neighbor on each side or maybe just one side. And then an apartment or a condominium, which is gonna have neighbors maybe on both sides and above or below, maybe above and below, unless you're in a ground floor unit or a corner in unit is what they call them. Obviously, those are going to be more expensive. Places without elevators, low rises that have stairs can cost a bit more as well. Single family homes offer a lot more privacy, but you're going to have a much higher price point because of that. Why do you live on the mountainside? So you get the amazing views going down towards the ocean. Why do you live down there? So you can be closer to the ocean. Up here, you can do wonderful hikes. Down there, you can go surfing. It's really just a preference thing. There's a lot more condominiums in town. They're a lot more affordable than single-family homes in town. So many people will do that, so they can be in the mix of everything. Right down in Kaka'ako, the mall in Ala Moana, you can basically walk or ride a bicycle. You don't have to necessarily have a vehicle to get around everywhere, versus if you live up on the mountainside like I do in a single family home, you're obviously gonna have to drive to get to your home. So this is our second part video series up here on Tantalus, Round Top Drive, Makiki Heights, if you will. Some amazing, beautiful, big homes up here. There's also some older homes that I'm starting to see come up on the market. Maybe families have owned them for a long time, and they're actually not that bad price point in comparison to some of the mega mansions up the hill. You'd be surprised. Next week, we'll be going into Manoa. That's the valley right to my left. We're on a ridge right now. The valleys are what goes down from the ridges. So They aren't necessarily near the water, but they're not necessarily on the mountain either. Awesome, beautiful neighborhoods. That's where we'll be next week, out in Manoa. Some of the most famous Hawaii-built homes, like historic homes, that famous style, Hawaiian style of architecture with the roofs. We'll get to see there a lot more. A lot of homes on the island have these awesome vaulted ceilings that you see here with the skylights. I love that, obviously. It's one of my favorite things to see. But you know, it's every house is a little different. They're all unique in their own right, and that's the fun part about being a real estate agent, helping a lot of buyers, which I do, is I get to pop into all these incredible homes and check them out and see it, and it's helping me really understand what I want, you know, now and later in the rest of my life. So when it comes down to finding your forever home or even your right now home, you really need to know what you want and kind of narrow it down. Maybe you want to be right next to all the awesome restaurants and the shops, so you want to be down there, or you want a little more privacy, trying to get away out of the noise a little bit and be up here. Maybe you want to be next to the water because you like to surf. Maybe you want to be on the mountain because you like to hike. Maybe you're a sucker for a view like me and you always like to party, so you gotta have a single family if that's the case. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this second video. We will talk to you soon.